Hello, hello, hello. Hey,
Hello.
you there? Yeah. Did you just step out? It's a very short. I forgot to tell you, it's a very short intro. It's only like
That was
45
short.
seconds.
I'm
It's only a
down with
minute.
it.
Yeah. The true crime one went down to 45 seconds. Yeah.
Really?
I got cursed out by mocking media, but it did go down to 45 seconds.
Well,
But he did a great job. But he actually said, like, I broke him. I actually broke him doing that.
oh, he'll be okay.
It'll be okay. It's good. It's actually brilliant. Yeah. Yep. Here we go. Early warning for the banner. Here it comes. Boop 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 boop. Look at that. Tick a
Check
tick.
it out.
Yes, and
Way to
I'm
be
putting
on
it.
top of it, Mippet.
Yeah. Thank you, Mippy, and thank you all you beautiful nothing lovers in the chat for showing up. All that blue mods. Thank you so much for being here. But hopefully we don't you don't have to really do much, but have a good time. I hope everybody
No
just
raging
behave.
out in chat.
No raging out in chat. It's all about nothing. There's nothing to get upset about. Yep. Yeah, there's nothing. And although I will tell you people that my 30-minute notifications didn't go out. So like the banner is actually necessary. I need people to comment and like the stream and share your stuff. Like I'm out of the algorithm again every other week.
The algorithm and you cannot get along.
And you know what, B? I didn't do anything. Like you'd think they would have
No,
put me out
that's
of the
the kicker.
algorithm for the Cody stream, but they didn't. They actually promoted that stream, damn it. Like people were sending me shots like, look, they put your Cody stream on my list. I'm like, oh wow, that's odd because like I didn't even monetize that. I didn't try. That's like that's definitely I thought they'd give me trouble about that. Well, like the normal stuff, they don't like the normal true crime stuff.
I
Who would
don't
have
get
thought
it.
they don't like you to say the word murder when you're doing true crime? Like, what's wrong with them?
That's so dumb. I really
So
hate
freaking dumb.
YouTube's stupid ass.
So stupid. Like, yeah. Well, what do you want? You were talking about blood and guts and murder and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, what is true crime? Like, that's what happens. I'm just reading
Yeah.
a court document. What can I tell you? It's not like I'm telling a story. So, like,
Well, and refine it to like it's just ridiculous. And you're making grown adults use words to get around words, but we all know what the words mean.
exactly. And you know me, I'm a bit stickler about using the real language. And I'm not really big on major trigger warnings and stuff. I believe we're all adults and that if you have triggers like that, then you exit yourself. You know when stuff's getting
Yeah,
uncomfortable and you leave.
everyone
Yeah.
be in control of your own whatever
I, I
feelings.
I I wrestled with that the first year on YouTube though, because you wouldn't believe how many people came at me like, you made me feel this and you said this and you're not taking into consideration that. And I'm like, okay, here's my standard answer to that. Go get a YouTube channel. You know how to do it. You're gonna make everybody happy. Go do it. Like me,
Well, you
I'm just gonna do my thing. And if you're not happy, I'm sorry. There's other channels you can go watch.
don't say
Like
I'm sorry because I'm not sorry about it. I just
no,
don't get it. Like it so I mean, we've talked about this 100 times, but let's do it again. I
talk about
just
it.
don't get it. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Like,
Exactly. There's a million channels. I'm never going to tell anybody what to do on their channel. And I mod for a lot of channels that I have in the past that I don't always agree with everything. Like modding isn't necessary. Like some mods it's because they're your friends, some mods it's because you're a collaborative creator, and everything. But when I would modding seriously, like you don't you just do what the creator wants. You don't agree with everything. And the last thing I'm going to do is say don't use that word, don't use this word. Like if I get asked, I'm going to say, but as a connoisseur of the video or like of watching it, as a subscriber, so to speak, I just don't feel I have the right to be telling them what to do. And I know I damn well don't appreciate it as a creator. You know?
yes. Well, and there's a lot of channels where like I'll click in and be like, not this one, and just click back out. I
Mhm.
mean, I'm like, you know what? I go about my life not
Exactly.
angry.
Yeah, click out. Like I it's not my intent to upset anybody. But this is how I do it. Real language, real conversations, subjects people sometimes don't want to talk about. Nobody says you have to come and talk about it. Okay? You know?
Exactly.
Like Believe me, send me all the DMs you want. I'm still going to cover the Trump trials, okay? Because I find it fascinating. It is historic for my country, and I'm going to put it out there. So just go away. Like I don't care. You know. They say there's too much of it. I don't want to hear about it. Nobody said you had to watch it. Like
Listen to it.
not gonna be offended if I only get an I don't expect it to take off. Like, I'm not out here to be like a million subscriber, like thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands of views. Like, no, if I was looking for that, I came here. You know that I'm offended. Yes, Christopher, I know I offend you often. Like, yes, you're so easily offended, Christopher. Like, I'm glad you got that because it was all aimed at you, dude, and at least I know I'm doing my job. And if
Well,
anybody took that seriously, get the hell out of here. Y'all know I love Christopher. Get out of
I'm
here.
offended by your being offended.
I'm offended at your offendedness. Like, I was like,
No, it's offensive, this whole thing.
this whole conversation was downright offensive.
Yeah, Sean's right. People need to be responsible for their actions,
Yeah,
including clicking the play
yeah.
button.
Like, I'm offended that you guys are offended that I treat you all like fucking adults. Like, sorry. So I
Right.
don't. I just don't. I'm sorry. Like, it's Sunday. I get to be the real deal, and the real deal is like I ain't got time for that. I don't. If you're not an adult, like move along. Your
Exactly.
problems. I feel for you. I'm a very empathetic person. You know that me. I take care of my friends. I love people. I will listen. Okay, but be genuine. Don't drop your shit at my. Don't drop your shit at my feet like it's my fault. I will listen. I will help you. But like, yeah, don't tell me how I said a word and it ruined your world. Because I just might have something to say about that.
Yeah. I'll say move on.
I would be like, yep,
No,
punchy.
Sean, we
Yes,
don't have to be adult. Not during
yeah.
these 2 hours, please.
Oh no, not these 2 hours. I'm just talking about, like the language that we use and all. But even here in these 2 hours, we're having a good time and everything like that. Like I think everybody knows the rules on my channel. Like bring your sense of humor. If you have it, you better leave now because you're gonna need your sense of humor to get through some of this stuff. Even the dark stuff I talk about on the serious things I do. You still have to have a sense of humor occasionally to get through all of that too. You know?
Yeah. Well, and you've covered a case before that I was like, I started with it and then I'm like, I cannot handle this. This is too emotional for me. So I stopped watching it. Did
Mhm.
I tell you or blame anyone? No.
Mm-mm.
I'm
Mm.
like,
And
this case upsets me.
I did
So
get a lot of grief for stopping to cover Valo and Starch towards the end. Like they
Stouch is the
wanted
one I was
more.
thinking of. I'm like, I had to
Starch,
bow
and
out
I
of
was
that. I
like,
couldn't
this
handle it.
B, this B does not deserve the coverage. Like, nope,
Nope,
nope, nope,
she
nope,
did not.
no.
And I
Mm-mm.
couldn't. Cases don't usually get to me like that, but man, that one, woo.
Let's just say that the interesting twists about that case, they wore out fast. Like the things that I was interested in was how she was petitioning to get certain evidence withheld, like the security footage or from the inside of the house and her cell phones and stuff like that. Her daughter's testimony, things, like it was very precise. And I'm like, like she knows she's guilty. She actually knows. Her defense teams knows how she's going to get nailed. So like it wasn't I don't like to cover cases that have children involved. It was more the legal aspect of what she was doing in there, and also whether what we perceive to be an outrageous crime that only a crazy person could do, how she was going to pass the fit for trial, and she did.
Yeah. I mean,
Pushed
that
it.
I agree. Like, it was interesting, but then I was like, the details are too much for me. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
just can't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, it's the same thing with the Valor case. It was all the cult stuff that got me involved. Like, how do you like? This is really a lesson in this is how organized cults and religion can really just warp people's brains, you know, in because it was unfathomable what happened. Like to me, like I couldn't understand how anybody could get there. But I lost interest pretty quick. I'm still gonna cover Daybell though, just because he's so stubborn, Juju.
Yes.
Why won't he just like Lori? They can't even put her at the scene of the crime. Okay. And she got life, 3 sentences of life just under conspiracy. Does he really think he's going to get less? and he
No,
might get
I don't think
the
he
death.
does.
He might get the death penalty. Like, why isn't he making a deal? I just don't understand. I don't. Well,
I don't
anyway.
know if it wouldn't you if you're like, what do I have to lose? Let's take
Well,
it to trial.
he's egomaniac enough to think that he was running a cult and he was talking one on one with God and he knew the way for everybody. So I guess like he's crazy enough to think he's going to get away with it. Well,
Do you think he really believes that? I'm always fascinated by this because I'm like, surely
no,
that person does not
I
believe it.
think he's a bloviated idiot with that's an egomaniac and with a God complex. That's what I think, and I think he's a con man. Actually,
For sure. But I think
hmm
he knows that he is.
look at all the books he wrote and everything. Like, I don't think he believes a word of it.
No, he doesn't.
It was a con man. He's a con man, a bloviated idiot. Yeah,
That's such a
yeah.
good word. Bloviator. Man. All right. That's
Well,
enough serious crime talk.
that is because here's something really cool that I just read. Ikari said, "Talk about no adults. Avatar: The Last Airbender live action comes out Thursday." There you go. hmm And Punchy wants to remind us that he loves McRibs. Who needs friends?
Cigarettes.
Punchy, we're your friends. Are you gonna wait? Is he tossing us aside, Juju,
For the
for
McRib?
McRib?
Probably.
Oh, Punchy. It's so nice
Punchy.
to see so Mousy's here, Jean's here. It's a Mippet, Sean. Oh my gosh, there's so many. They're so nice to see. Hey, Couch, Christopher. Christopher, I love when you just randomly show up in my chats. It tickles me. It tickles me. I have a treat for you all. Can I say one more thing about the seriousness on the channel, and then we'll go on to more nothing.
It
This
will
is
offend me, but go on.
Okay, well, it's my job to offend you today. It happens to be offending Sunday. Did you not know that
I
it's
did not know that.
offend Sunday? Like we had to name
Well,
it.
expect a strongly worded DM later.
I love strongly worded DMs. Expect it to be corrected for grammar, punctuation, and point, and sent back.
Exactly.
I love them. I love them. I used to, when I first started my channel, I used to do that. Whenever anybody came back at me at Twitter, I would just correct everything and send it back. Like,
Um,
yeah.
okay, first of all, Dirty Uncle Sal did that. And that's when I was like, Sal, I love you. And will you
I
be my
do.
friend
I do.
forever?
I do.
It's my
I do.
favorite.
Yes. She's snarky. I love snark. That she's snarky good. I love Sal. And I also love lately, like Punchy has been auto correcting the bot in my in my server. He's grammar correcting the bot.
Well, it's better than yelling at the bot.
No, he's yelling at the bot too, but he's using grammar and sentence structure and to do it.
Listen, I saw people be nice to the bot, people that weren't me. I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah.
saying.
You are infectious. I'm offended.
Your kindness is rubbing off on me and I hate it.
I don't know. Actually, yeah, it's not. No, it's good. Kindness, grace. As I say, grace is always the first thing. Grace first. Kindness is always acceptable. Grace is always the appropriate answer. But what I was going to say is next week, probably Monday, will be the first chapter dropping of Restaurant at the End of the Universe. I am so freaking excited. The stuff that is coming in, the people doing the reads, Christopher being one of them. I just listened to Christopher's the other night. You guys are in for a great treat. It is like banged out of the park, even better than last. If you thought the first book the way we did it was good. You got to see what everybody's doing now. Like it is just I am so pleased. I am
People
so
are getting
happy.
into it, huh?
They are getting into it and it was a passion project of mine. I never expected it to really take off and I just took a chance and I wanted to hear all the different voices and now I'm just loving every second of it. And I did get bogged down with some real life issues and I got sick and then I've got some other things going on and they just were very time consuming and because I'm the first chapter I couldn't record so I held the whole project up for the last 2 weeks but we're now
Well,
ready probably Monday, the first drop. There will be random drops every 5 or 6 days, not no necessarily on the same day, but they'll be chapter by chapter, just like last time, with all different readers. And I hope you all enjoy it. And that's enough plugging. Yeah, we'll turn it over to Juju. Yeah, there you go.
What was I gonna talk about?
I don't
Because
I
I
don't know.
do not
I just
remember.
I know because I just went on and on and on and on because I am so excited about it. I can't help it. I just can't help it.
It
I'm
is
just so
exciting. It's a great project. So
mm,
I'm proud of you. I'm
mm,
glad you're doing it.
well, thank you. He's nice. Like little bear stroking here and there is always good for the ego.
Well, my house appreciated it too because it is a lot cleaner. Because I'll be like, just clean for this whole chapter.
Oh, you know what? Most of them are no longer than 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Mhm. And I think that that's, like, the perfect length, like, some of them are even shorter, you know? And, I think it's, like, the perfect like, I tried to cut it to only, like, 10, 12 pages at the most for people, because people wanna try to do it, you know? And you don't have to be like, you don't have to have a YouTube channel. You don't have to be like a radio announcer or know anything about recording or anything to make a simple recording with your phone. We can try to edit it. We've got some if anybody wants to try it out, we've got some good tips that Wrecker has pulled together for people that are recording on their phone and stuff like that that can help you get rid of outside noises and things. Um, we want to make it simple, but some people that do have a little bit more recording experience have really used it as a creative outlet and it's been amazing. It's
It's
such a good timeless story too. It's just a fun series, you know?
it is. I forgot how much I liked it.
And just to hear other people, the tone in their voice and how they play it up, it's just so like Punchy, don't worry about it. You got time, boo. Don't stress. The last thing I want you to do is stress about this. It needs to be fun and something, that you want to do, you know.
Uh, I don't know. I feel like you're offended Punchy hasn't done it yet. But
I'm not offended, Punchy. Has he done it yet? The last thing I wanted him to do on his vacation was record. I wanted him to have a good time. He works hard. Yeah. But once you go to work next week and you're back that weekend, you better record and send that thing to me. I'll be on your ass, dude. You feel better, Juju? You feel better?
yeah. Get him.
Yeah, I just did that for Juju. She thinks I favor him too much. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
you do.
Well, he is number one asylum boo. Let's just say what it is. Like, right, Ponchy? Like, hey, you know.
Hi, Ninja
Yes.
Cat Ninja.
Hey, Cat. Nice to see you. Hmm. You're gonna change your name, Mousy? Why? What? Why? Oh, because the bot was like really calling me the exterminator on Mousy.
Stop it.
I don't know which one of my mods is playing with me, but like some of them I do. I will admit some of them are me. But some of them I go in there and I don't know where these come from. Like somebody's going in there. There's only a few people who have privileges, like that are the mods in my group, but I'll find out.
It's a
Hmm.
fun mystery, and I like whoever's doing it. I'm like,
Hmm. But they're having fun. They're having some fun, I'll tell you that. Mm.
well, and so am I.
And they keep changing it up, which is nice. Mm. Hey, Grace. Uh, I'm sorry, I did see your name up there for war, and I just realized I didn't say hi. Well, so hi. Mm. And Fish
And
Nerd,
Fish Nerd.
hello. Yep. Hey, Fish. What I hate is having to work an hour later than everyone else in the morning. Mm.
Which means he shows up late.
Why? Because you don't get there on time. Hey, Couch. Could I ask what actual chapter I did? I tried and I couldn't figure it out since it looks like some chapters are only 1 or 2 pages, so I can't tell if they count. Exactly. Oh, what I do is I take the PDF and I just eliminated it by pages, and I call that a chapter for the reads that we're doing. They're not the actual chapters of the book, so you can't use your own book to do the read. You have to actually use the PDF that I send out that has them, because it goes by page numbers. It's not actually a chapter, but I don't know actually because I used the PDF Rocket Couch. So I guess if I went into the book, I could tell where it started and where it stopped. But you're right, some chapters are only 1 or 2 pages. And so somebody may actually be doing 2 chapters or 3 chapters of the book, but it'll still only be 10 pages. Because that's how Douglas Adams writes, which I
I like the way you
enjoy.
write.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. I love it. I like the way he's like telling out the story. I really do.
That reminds me. We gotta get on top of that. What are they called? Cicadia Project too.
Cicadia
The
about
ones
this
where they're all coming out this
all over.
year.
They're all coming out this year. Did anybody have like first of all, well, first of all, we all know that the other end of the world, Wrecker lives on the other end of the world, right? In New Zealand. Okay.
Yep.
So I figured since that's the closest place to summer, that's where they would come out first. It's summer in Australia and in New Zealand. And so we looked in New Zealand in where he is in Auckland. We went walking in the parks. There are none. None. And it's summer and there's none. Like we don't even hear them. They're not even that loud. They're not anywhere.
Well, is it only like the 13 and 17 year or whatever it is?
I don't know. I think it's different everywhere. I think in here in America, we're going to be dealing with this big flush because most of what they're talking about is here, right? And
But
I'm
see,
I'm
I hear
I'm
this on a
curious.
regular basis. They're like, this is the year they're all coming out.
Hmm.
It feels like they say that every year.
I think they have like cicada phobia. I think there's like a cicada commission that has to earn their money every year or every 7 years or whatever. Like, and they just I don't know. Hmm.
Maybe it's just someone like us, and they're like, let's start a rumor, and they
Well,
wouldn't get
yeah,
everyone wound up.
yeah. You know what? I don't know. We've just got to get on the project. I think I'll put a community post up. I want to know where everybody's at and where they're from, if they don't mind telling me what part of the country or what other country they're in. And if you're in another country, what area of it, like, if you don't mind getting, involved. I would like to know what the reporting is around where you are about this influx that we're supposed to get. It's supposed to be crazier than ever.
We'll see. I don't know when they start coming out. It's too cold here.
Well, Grace says they were loud 3 months ago, like 3 months ago when it was like not too cold, like before the holiday. And she had to use an umbrella at the doctor's office. Cool. And here, when they do get bad, they do just like fall out of the trees and stuff on you. So
I know. That always makes me laugh.
it like rains cicadas, right? It just rains them. Like periodically, the wind gets a little strong, and all of a sudden you're pelted in the head with a cicada or in the face or whatever.
No, it's the people who don't tolerate it that I enjoy. Where I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, that's nature. You're fine. They're like, I'm going inside. I can't handle this.
Oh. Oh, Mousy, thank you. And congratulations, Rocket Couch, you're a member again. Hey, Mousy, that was very sweet. Thank you for the support, boo.
Dude,
Mm.
Mousie's on a real roll.
She
It's
is.
me.
She is. And by the way, she's doing a stream after hours, and I heard that she's going to be showing off the plants. It's something in the thing about the plants, and I think I actually saw some in the thumbnail, so I'm excited. Mm.
Really? You guys
Mm-hmm.
should all go to Mousie's streams.
They're very relaxing. Snails are very
They're
entertaining.
relaxing, but also far more R-rated than I ever thought they would be.
I didn't go to the last one. What happened that was
Well,
R-rated? Oh,
they
wait. Oh, wait. You mean Sergeant Snail and him like, wait a minute. The one stream that I caught the end of, and he was picking up the younger, smaller snail after he's doing his business. Was he not flinging her around like a rag doll? Like,
yeah,
was he just like going back
Sarge
and
likes
forth
it
and
rough,
back?
is all
He
I'm
was,
saying.
I was just like, whoa, Sarge, like, calm down. Like, it works
I
better if she's
know.
relaxed. How relaxed can she be when you're hitting her shell from left to right and up and down?
I
Like, what
know.
is this?
He was
It was
tossing her around like a little rag doll.
I thought that's what I saw. And then the next time I go to a stream, there's a whole big catch of eggs. Like that is huge. Huge.
Yes.
Yeah, so he's potent. I guess he was like that, like he was doing push-ups or so. I don't know what. Like that was. I've never seen snails act like that before. I thought they just like slide next to each other, do the woulda, 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 and then they don't, and they slink
Yeah, you're
away.
like, I don't know,
No,
like,
he
they just, like,
he
hold feet or
he
something, and they
picked
those
her up
ones
and wouldn't let her go for like 15 minutes, and he was like all over the tank with her, dragging her all over the place. I was just like, is that what you call a weekend event for a snail? Like, what was that? What
You
was
know what's
that?
great is we continually go back and we're like, "Let's watch it again." Like
Weirdos. Wait a minute, you weirdos. Like,
know,
okay. And if you
it's
are, why hasn't
so
anybody clipped that whole thing and sent it to me? Like, I'm very offended now. Like, I've been
well,
left
tune
out.
in this
I'm,
evening. I'm
I'm
sure they'll be
offended.
going at it.
Now, see, I need a clip. I need snail rough sex clips. Stat.
As Fish Nerd said, they get quite aggressive in their whoopee.
Yeah. I this is something I didn't know. I knew they like to parasail. I didn't know they slid down leaves though. I've been watching them slide on broadleaves, which is hysterical. Like they actually act like they're like little kids climbing up
You know,
and then
I always
sliding
thought
down.
snails were like little dummies that just lived out in your garden.
Yeah, right.
Turns out
Like
they have a whole life going on that
no,
is,
like when they
like
move
Grace
around
said,
and
quite X-rated.
yeah, when they move around and you hear the da 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 music in the back of your head as they're moving, I did not. I did actually think they were a bit slow. You just but they're not. They seem to be got it going on. They got it going on.
They know something about life we don't know, and that
But
is they're
they're
having a
sure
good
have
time.
they are sure having a good time. So like I was quite amused. Thank you again, Mousy. Again. And this time Grace got the membership. Cool.
Grace, twice I've seen Sarge do that.
Really? He did it the second time too?
Yeah, Sarge gets after it, and
Man, you're going to have to like give like Sean the Sarge is good. Sean said both heads are on the same end. What? What?
wait, what?
What? I'm fascinated now. I've got
Well,
research to
tune into
do.
Mousie's stream later, and we'll have her
I
explain.
I would not be surprised if this ends up to be a topic that Mrs. Cassandra talk about on Friday. I've got some research to do. Both heads are on the same end? Really? Hmm. I need to where is Cass? I have to ask her. Why have we've talked about turtle sex. Okay, we've talked
Duck
about
sex.
duck sex. Why have we never got into the snail reproduction? Like, come on. Mm.
You guys are falling down on the job.
Well, we've been distracted. There's like a lot. Like this new stream is going to be a little bit more relaxed, and by the way, everybody, I did put up the post. If you have ideas on what to call that stream, we're handing out cold cash to name this idea that we have. It's kind of like a smash up. But I want everybody to know the other streams are still going to be around. They're just not going to, we're just taking a little bit of a break. We want to refresh them, you know, give everybody the panel breaks. And well, you all know with what the fuck it was called, like Rickers going off to university and expanding his brain wrinkles and stuff, you know. So we and it's hard for Mrs. Cassandra and I to do all three of these streams by ourselves. Like it takes a big panel to do mayhem, and AITA is something we can do individually. But we wanted to just smash it up and just have a little bit of relaxation, you
Yeah.
know. Uh, so it's like what the F and AIT is like pointing at the ridiculous things people do and judging them for it, point and laugh stuff, the stuff that makes you tilt your head and go, what? Like, and then also, everywhere Mrs. Cassandra goes, there's a little mayhem. So we can't leave that out, like, because she's going to be there. Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yep. Yep.
If she
Mhm.
shows up in my DMs, I'm like, "This is gonna be good."
Yes, yes, Rocket Couch. It was about WTF in AIT, and it's a little bit of mayhem. You go read the, but please put them. I know that Grace came up with a good one at the last stream. I know Mippet sent me one, but if you ladies would please go put them on the post, it would be much easier for me because I will admit to being a little unfocused in regards to what I'm doing on YouTube right now because I'm doing so much behind the scenes. I need one place to find them all. Like, I can't I'll lose them, and I want everybody to participate. Sean knows a lot about catfish sex too.
I know,
Wow.
I saw that.
Hey,
Yeah, fish
Sean,
sex was
Sean, if I
blowjobs.
if I do this about the snails and about these other creatures, I think you should come. I think you need to come and join us. You have a lot of information. You need to point me in the right direction. That's right, Jean. Mrs. C takes a bit of the basement everywhere she goes, and it's not a bad thing. It's a glorious thing. I love her for it. Yeah.
It's a good
Oh,
trait
that
to have.
I liked the one you had, Grace. Enter as many times as you like. Put the one that you had and think of as many as you want. Yeah, no, Mippy, even if you remembered, I had not made the post. It was actually you reminding me that I went to look for the post thinking I did it, and I went and I scoured my community tab and realized I never made the post after the show like I should have. I went off and did something else. So actually you did a really good thing by reminding me. I actually did the post tonight. That's where you need to put it.
That's a very
But I
me thing to do, where you're like, "No, I made that post," and then
but
you're
I'm
like, "No,
very
I
honest.
absolutely didn't." In my head,
I
it was
mm.
complete and it looked
In
great.
my head, I had checked it off, like, I had checked it off, but when I look at my list, there's no line through it, so there you go. Yeah.
Man, you're a list maker. We've talked about that before. I love making lists.
I make them in my head, I make them physically, I make them in my calendar. Yes, I do. Like,
I know. I'm breaking out a new notebook this week for list. So watch
yeah,
out, world.
but Juju, I'm one of those really, like, here we go with the offended things again. I'm one of those really offensive people. I actually make lists in my head for other people too. I am like reminder central. Like, if you're in my life and a friend and you tell me there's something that you wanted to do or needed to do or had to take care of, like the next time we talk, I'll be like, "Hey, did you blah blah blah?" And you're like, "Oh yeah." No. Or yes. And tell me how it went. Yeah, I'm one of those.
That is, I don't know how I feel about that.
It can
Sort
be
of
good and bad.
beautiful. Yeah.
It can be good and bad. In one, it tells me I really listen to what you say and I'm invested in your life as my friend. Like I care about what's going on with you.
Yeah.
On the other hand, what an annoying F I am. But if you're my friend, we've also all had the conversation of like, yeah, I know myself really well. Eventually, you will have to tell me, Claire, stop that. You're annoying AF, and I'm with it. Like I understand. So like I get it. I
Well,
get it.
no, because I have certain things. Like sometimes I'll ask people, I'll be like, please contact me tomorrow and be like, did you do this?
Okay.
Because I
All
need
right.
to like shame myself into doing whatever I don't want to do.
No problem, couch. At 7:55, I will put a reminder in the chat for you. Don't worry.
Nice.
I got you covered, boo. You're a friend of mine. I'm there for you. Your oven dinner will not burn. Well, it might, depending on what you set the temperature on. But yeah.
Yeah. If you put me in charge of that, I would come back in 3 days and be like, forgot to tell you to take that out of your oven.
Mhm. Yeah,
So
Penchy. I can't talk. I need more coffee. Hold on. I meant to say
she
punchy.
does that.
I'm so sorry, Punchy. I meant to say Punchy. Punchy is more of a mentalist kind of guy, and that's me. I do the mental list also, but like I have them physically written all over the place too.
Me too. And I have notebooks hidden places in my house. Not really hidden, just like, let's say I'm sitting on the couch and I'm like, you know what? I need to make a list right now. Boom. Right behind the couch cushion, a
Hmm.
notebook.
I have strategic. Do you have more than one notebook like all
Yeah,
over?
they're
Yeah, me too.
everywhere.
They're everywhere. I have them on. I have them like just here in my bedroom. They're in three spots. Okay, because of where I sit and do stuff, and they're also in other places that I sit and contemplate. Like, yeah.
Every once in a while, I think if I pass away and someone finds all my notebooks, they'll be like, this woman's crazy. Because some of the lists don't, I mean, they make sense in my brain because I know like
Mm-hmm.
my code words and stuff. But it's just list of like odd things. And some of them make sense where you're like, well,
Mm-hmm.
tomorrow clean this or whatever. But other ones, You're like, I don't know what she's doing here. What's happened? Because I'll list everything.
Punchy. My calendar in my kitchen is from 2022, so I'm not really up to date on my note appointment keeping. I guess not. But in other words, I envy your life. Like you haven't had to keep an appointment in a year and a half, and I am so envious of this right now. Like, talk about the free time. Like, dude, your life is your own, and I'm proud of you. Like, yeah, that's cool, actually. Yep. Mousy says she does know that you do that. You are appreciative when we remind you and ask you, "Did you do that?" Like what you said. You're like, "Ah, no." Oh,
I
yes, I
know.
did. And you get
That's my
really,
favorite. You
really,
go, no.
and then you go, and then you get really excited if you did. You go, "Well, yes, I did, and this is what happened." You get really excited,
I
and
do.
you always say, right, Mousy? She goes, "Hey, thank you for asking." 'Cause you get really excited if you have crossed it off your list, and I don't blame you 'cause it's a good feeling. I love that feeling of getting the list done. Well, the
Well,
list
every
is
once in a while,
really
I
long.
make a list and then I'll go, you know what I just did? Made a list of everything I'm not going to do tomorrow.
Okay. I think
Like,
I need to make a list of where all my lists are. That's it. Like,
dude,
I
the
need
other
to make
day, you know what I did? This is notebook people will get it because this was like my crappy notebook where I make like my
mhm.
grocery lists and stuff. And
Oh,
I went
I
through it and I tore out every page that had like garbage on it.
wait till you hear this. Wait till you hear this. You know that really high-tech pen that Wrecker, got me to use for true
Yes.
crime? It has a calendar that comes with you can get a calendar for the year with it, and it takes your notes from everywhere that you write them, and you can put them anywhere on your to-do list in your calendar.
Really?
Really? Automatically. I could put it on 12 lists if I want. Yep.
Ooh.
So, like, if I'm doing a stream on something and I have a list on research to do, streams I have to set up, thumbnails I have to I make one entry and I can put it and I could just go click, click, click. It goes to all three lists.
That's so satisfying.
It's fucking orgasmic. What do you mean
I was just
satisfying?
gonna say, I'm like, I don't want to. I'm a
I'm
little
a nerd.
breathless right now.
I'll say it for you. I am a nerd like that. Like that was like, oh boo, boo, you just did it. You just gave me the best gift in the world, and it just keeps getting better. Like that man knows me so well. I gotta tell you, like he knows me so well. It goes to all three lists at the same time. If I tell it, and I'm just like, ah, this is perfect.
That
And
is
you know what's even better?
what?
If you just change your mind about a subject, you can cross them all off the list too at the same time.
Man, nothing is more satisfying than crossing something off your list. You're
Mhm.
like, put that little line through it. I use the same pins every time. It's good stuff, everyone.
Mippy says she's got an epic calendar for this year. I saw that calendar. She sent it to me. I was laughing, so I was like, I need that. Like I need that sometimes, although I wouldn't stick to it. My problem with my calendar, like the actual physical calendar, is I'll get and I used to do this with a day timer too, or any kind of like, a day book. I would get like a couple of months in and then stop use and then just forget
Yeah, I'm
to
not really
yep.
like I want to be a planner person so much, but
when
I'm
when
not.
I when I worked and had my own business, Daytimer was the best thing ever. Like it was my little Bible. It had all my contacts in it, all my projects, like everything. Loved that thing. It was so customizable. But I haven't found anything electronic that works as well, except for this freaking pen. This pen does like the Daytimer thing for me without the Daytimer, believe it or not, because you're able to keep so much. Punchy has a question for us. Do we
Do
have
we?
smaller notebooks? Wait, you read that. I can't without laughing.
Do we have smaller notebooks we use to make lists about the list we need to make? We do
No.
now.
I have I have steno notebooks, legal pad notebooks, sticky notes.
Yeah, they're all different sizes depending on my wants and desires. For example, the one next to me is probably 4 inches by 5 inches. But,
I like
you
that.
know,
Mm.
one room over, different notebook, different list.
Oh, on this day calendars, badly translated. I wish we should make one, Rocket. Rocket. Let Rocket, I'm doing merchandise now. I'm thinking about it. Get together with me. Let's make that calendar for 2025. Make that
Do it, you
calendar,
two.
Couch.
That's
It would be Bear and Couch, and like we'll bring all of our friends. Like, listen, just think of all of the crazy friends we have. And we will ask them to badly translate history for us. Can you imagine the entries we would get? We need to talk, Couch. This we're in 2026, you and me, we could be living on an island. We could be rich. It would be wow.
if that's an option, I'm in. I'm putting that on the list.
Yes,
Like,
put it on the list. Put it on the list. There was something. Oh, Liam had a good. Liam knows me well too. He said, Claire, if you're organized enough to use a calendar, you don't need a calendar. This is right. This is right.
Liam, you're not wrong on that. I don't use a
It-
calendar though. I just remember stuff and then randomly panic that I remembered incorrectly. I mean, I
Sean,
make lists for things, but you know.
Sean Coffey has a suggestion for us. She said, enough of this organization and notebooks and lists. Back to sex. Come on. I have to see if it's in my calendar. Wait a minute. Let me go check my list to see where I put it. No, I'm
I
kidding.
don't
I'm
have
kidding.
lists. I rule the
I'm kidding.
chaos.
I'm kidding. That's definitely a spontaneous adventure. I don't like to schedule it. Although, yeah, sometimes you need to. Busy couples do.
Yeah. They say it's a
Yeah,
sign of a loving relationship.
Icarus, I love these. I don't have lists. I rule the chaos. Absolutely. That's a good way to be too. Thank you for translation.
Mousy, you can dress up like Sally Ride's hero. You're my hero. Mousy is my hero. Let's put our hands together for Mousy because she found something for me today that I cannot find.
What is Sally Rides? What is this Sally Rides stuff? I saw her
Sally
day,
Rides is
Sally
an
Ride Day.
astronaut. She was the first
She was
female
the first
astronaut.
female, yes, and it was yeah. She was a school teacher, yes.
Was she the school teacher?
Was Sally Rides a school teacher? Or was she just the first female astronaut? Like, I don't know if they're the same
I
or
don't
they're two
know.
different people.
I've got to give it a googs. Hang on.
Anyway, Couch, I'm glad you're down for the idea because I'm really excited about that. I think it would be fun.
She's an American astronaut and physicist.
Oh, she's a physicist.
She became the first American woman and third woman to fly in space.
Okay.
Anyway, Mousy found something for me. It was amazing.
Thank
Let's cheer
you.
for her.
That's cool. And I like history stuff too. And I think that's cool. We should commend Sally Ride Day. Along with Liam, who has lists to organize his lists, but he has no idea where he left them.
Well,
Yeah,
Liam's a clutter bug.
I can see how that can happen though. Yeah.
Yeah, Krista McCullough.
Oh, she was the school teacher. That was the whole
That was a
mission.
challenger.
And it was like all the kids were in school watching it too, which was really like because it was the challenger and it was around everybody was watching and that was very sad. Yeah.
That was sad.
Who found periwinkle guppies? What?
Yeah, get out. I gotta.
This
Make me
fish
come
nerd
over
said
here
it.
and
I didn't
thumbs
say.
down that.
I didn't see a fairy. I don't have a periwinkle guppy emoji. Maybe in the Discord I do because I did put a lot of fish in there, didn't I? Be like I did.
Yeah, but I don't. Not one of the periwinkle ones. You know how I feel about periwinkle, everyone.
I know it's not really a color. It's almost like that neon green color that they use. Like I'm like just like
Oh,
what?
I hate that neon green too, but it doesn't invoke fury in me like periwinkle does.
It doesn't with me anymore because I had a grandson just fall in love with it, and everything for like several years was that color. His sneakers, his laces, his hoodies, his shorts, the stripes. Like Juju, he even dyed his hair that color. Like I'm serious. Like he was obsessed, and I don't know why. But I got over my hatred of it pretty quick because I couldn't afford to like hate it. It was around me so much. It
You
was
had,
just
well, exposure therapy.
yes. Is that what happens? Like,
It is.
mm,
Actually,
mm.
like a lot of times we like something just because we're around it more often or we see it more often.
Yeah. Well, now you know what his new favorite color is.
It better not be periwinkle. I'll be furious.
It's not. It's traffic cone orange. It's just as bad. Now I am a you know I'm a big orange fan, but traffic cone orange is a unique color in
Yeah, why is
itself.
he like the
How
vibrant colors like that?
he just likes this neon stuff, like like he likes this glow in the darky look. I don't know, but if he dyes his hair the traffic color orange, we're gonna have to talk. The blue was great. The magenta was cool. He did the blonde and black and silver stripes. That was all right. The neon green I could deal with, but if he does traffic cone orange, I'm going to take it personally. We're going to have to talk. Was he? Yeah. Mm.
Yeah, that would be a little, I mean,
Yeah.
do it. But
I don't really think. I mean, he can obviously. When you dye your hair or you do something with your hair, that's like your personality. I'm not going to offend him on it for sure, but still, mm.
yeah, I once
It's
had
where
a
he gets
teacher
his
in school get
confidence.
on me about like what color my hair was. And she was like, "Do your parents know you did that?" And I was like, "My mom helped me do it. So shove it."
You know what? When we went for his IEP, his individual education plan, which I think everybody knows my grandchild's on the spectrum, and so we went for his IEP. We had it put in there that he will not be dressing appropriately like everybody else, and that he may dye his hair and wear outrageous clothes and things, and he should be allowed to do that because he has self confidence issues, and if that's what he chooses to do, then you need to let him do it, so they can't reprimand him for it. And he chooses some. Yes, and now, like as he's getting older, he's using it to his advantage.
See, I need stuff like that in my life. Just be like, "Hey, you guys can't
you, need,
reprimand her for this."
you need somebody to do an ILP, an individual life plan for
I
Juju,
know.
so she would not be able to ask about anything like that. You're allowed to do it, Juju.
I'm like, according to this individual life plan, you cannot reprimand me for that. So
I
thank you.
customize it to my individual needs right here. This is my individual life plan, and you can't say shit about it. That's it. Like
I'm
we should
gonna
all
put
have
that
that.
on my
Yeah.
to-do list. Make individual life plan. That actually brings me a lot of joy, and I will be doing that.
Mhm. Okay, Ponchi's back to the snails. I just went to see the notes in my kitchen, and on my corkboard, there's only a picture of a snail with a speech bubble that reads, "Ha I'm a snail." Seriously, I just put it in the server. I believe you. I believe you. I knew you wouldn't say it if it wasn't true. That's so cool. My God. Yeah, yeah, Jin. He's working to be a construction barrel when he grows up. No, no, I hope not. I hope not. He's definitely got a good head on his shoulders. I hope he does a little bit more than that. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but still.
I wonder why he flipped colors. I appreciate that he's mixing it up.
And he always mixes it with black or dark blue. Now the orange he chose to mix with a lot of navy blue, like navy blue shirts with that as the trim, and jackets. Oh, but he got navy blue sneakers and he got that color laces, you know.
Hmm.
But he hasn't dyed his hair that color yet. Like I'm waiting.
Maybe he'll dye his hair navy blue.
I'm sorry your employer wouldn't play Grace. Like they should let you. I don't think that the way. I mean, I know some places you need to have like a business decorum or whatever, but I think I made just as good business decisions wearing a pair of khakis than I did a skirt. Like seriously.
Oh yeah, I refuse to dress business casual. I'm like, screw that.
you know?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
The word sneakers triggers you? I'm sorry. I mean, I'm sorry you're triggered, but I mean, I'm not sorry for using the word. That's what they were. They were that kind of shoe, a
Do you
sneaker
always
with
call them
laces.
sneakers? Because I call them tennis shoes.
Nope, tennis shoes to me are very specific. Those are those flat white kids that we wore for tennis. Like that's what a tennis shoe is. Sneakers are a totally different thing. They can be high top, they can be like mm, laced
I mean,
up.
you're probably more correct than I am, but I still always just call
I
them
don't
tennis
think
shoes.
I'm more correct. I think it's just I don't know. For you know what? That's because all eyes are on you, Christopher. Yeah. I just started dressing up for work, but I always doll up for lecturing. Yes, like absolutely. If you're going to have all eyes on you or at a podium, you got to be to the nines. Like yes, impeccable. Like I would do the same when I was teaching at the community college. Not teaching, but instructing. I can't call myself a teacher. I don't have a degree. But if you are good in your field, they will allow you to instruct for certain things, and they did. And so I had classes of like 30 whatever, and I hate getting fancy. You know that, B, right? Like I don't. I'm more of a take it the way it is kind of woman. And but
Same,
I would
same.
I would put it to the Ritz. I wore the best of the best of the best, everything matching, sleek, not one single cat hair, which was a monumental task since at the time I had a double coated long haired German Shepherd and five cats. So getting
Oh,
out of the house without a hair on me was difficult. But man, impeccable. You know, it's the only time in my life I found myself actually checking in a mirror my lipstick or my hair before I did anything.
did you pull your hair back or wear your hair down?
I wore it all kinds of different ways. Like I was one day the librarian, the next day the MILF. Like I don't know what to tell you. Instructor.
Yes, I
Then
like doing that too. I'm like, you know what? I'm
mm,
gonna go total nerd today,
mhm.
or
I
like,
went I wore pantsuits and skirts, in jackets, in pearls, in silk shirts, in like I changed it up, but it was always impeccable and it was always tasteful. But I am short with a large chest, so some of it was a little, almost anything I put on is a little much, if you know what I mean.
yeah,
Um,
because they
yeah.
don't account for chest in women's clothing.
They do not. And like the chests have been around since women have been around. Like when are they gonna get a freaking clue? Like
Yeah,
anyway.
anything. Even t-shirts where you're like, the picture is now distorted because I put it
Mm-hmm.
on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Like,
like,
yeah,
come on.
don't wear words. Don't wear words. Try like button-ups, like almost all silk shirt. Like I really love the silk camisole, like the sleeveless silk with the loose neck camisole.
Hmm.
Those are like perfect with suits because I could not wear a button-up shirt without
Button up does not look good if you have big boobs. It does
it.
not.
It doesn't, unless you got a really good tailor and you buy that thing to fit your chest, and then they take in the inseams on the arms and everything for you because like to make it fit everywhere else. And I learned quite young in the business world, if you have to wear business attire and you are a short woman like myself with a big chest, get a good tailor
Yes. Everyone just have a good tailor.
and
Plus,
buy
tailors aren't
durable.
as expensive as you think.
No, they're not. And if you're buying good quality, like you have to buy business attire, which is jackets and pantsuits and stuff, which is costly. You know this. Buy better quality lined, get it tailored, you'll have it for life. I've got stuff in my closet that's 20 years old that I can still pull out and wear. And it's
Yep.
timeless. It's timeless. Like don't go for the pinstripes and the Nehru and all that shit. Don't go for plaid. Go for basics and they are timeless. You can give them to your children when they go to college. Like seriously.
They will not want them, but you can do it.
But you can't. No, my daughter's always looking for a black jacket. You know where she comes to shop? My closet.
Nice.
Yeah,
I was a
seriously.
lot taller than my mom, so
Well, my daughter's taller than I am, but with jackets and stuff, she can do it. She can do it. Yeah.
I couldn't.
Stitch Fix. You know that stuff. I know what you're talking about, Christopher. That works a little bit. Like I remember in having that actually in my purse, liquid stick fish. Do you know what I'm talking about? Um,
No.
okay, so if a hem comes down or like you're popping your seam in the middle, like too much cleavage, like you gotta close it up a little bit. Um, stick fish is like a liquid stitchery, and then they
Ah.
have the iron on kind. You know.
Yeah, I have the iron-on kind.
Oh, punchy. I just got the visual. Can you imagine? I still rock my bell bottoms in bright purple, fresh pinch print shirt with the frosted tips in my hair. Punchy, I got a visual going on now here. This is like amazing. Yeah.
Frosted tips.
It does. It does. Yeah, I agree. Oh, wow. Fishner says, I have used a bungee cord for a belt. I think I have used some weird things for a belt in an emergency. Yeah.
Me too. Last
Mhm.
time I used, jute twine, which is
Oh,
not that odd. It worked
that, it
beautifully.
works. It works. Yep. Mm. I remember having to use, those tie downs for cars that have the little hooks on both ends?
That's a bungee cord.
A bungee cord. Yeah, is that what it is? Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so I have done the same, Fishners. I'm with you. I have done that because I was on vacation
And your
and I
pants
forgot to
fell
pack.
down?
No, like I had bought a pair of shorts and they weren't sitting exactly right. They were just they were hanging too low. They weren't falling off or anything, but I was worried about it and I wanted to put a belt on. And I forgot to pack one because I didn't think I'd need one. And that's what I used.
They only fall off when you're in public too, so
Well, my luck sliding under tables and stuff and getting black eyes when doors open.
That's true.
You could guarantee that my pants would fall down if I didn't put that belt on. Yeah. But I go to shake somebody's hands, my my shorts would drop.
It totally
Like,
would.
"Hi, how you doing?" You're shaking their hand. "It's nice to meet you." And your shorts fall about down to your ankles.
Hey,
Like,
my
that's
pants fell down well, not all the way down.
hey,
Almost, though, when I was at the store the other day.
I tripped up the stairs into somebody's head, remember? Like, I just said, it's like, I cannot. I
I thought
cannot.
of that
I
story
cannot.
multiple times this week and just
Did you? I can't
yeah.
believe I tell these. It is embarrassing, but I'm used to it now because, like, I have
No, I
friends,
wouldn't
like,
be wouldn't be embarrassed by that, but I was just thinking about that man, like, when he walked in his office and he was like, "Fuck no. Come on."
it's like, "Oh, fuck no," he did. He was so honest about it. He was like, "Oh, fuck no," like,
But
no,
do you
like,
ever
no.
think, like, he's out there probably still telling that story too? He's
I
like, "One
I
day."
think I'll bet you it makes great client conversations about how not to be embarrassed about stuff, like when he's talking to somebody about just like, because like it was an investment firm. So I'm thinking that story was actually pretty useful to make somebody comfortable about just tell us what you need and you want. There's nothing that's embarrassing. Let me tell you what happened to me last week. Wouldn't it be a great story for that? Like in the, I think
Yeah.
so.
Well, do you
Yeah.
ever think about that too? If something like that happens, are you like, "Is that other person still walking around telling that story?" Like,
Oh,
you're
I
still connected to them even though you haven't talked to them or encountered them, like,
Well,
2 minutes in time and
I'm sure the date that gave me the black eye with the pretzel handle from the Ritz, definitely talks about that story because it literally did look like eyeshadow, Juju. It didn't even look like a black eye.
do you
It
think he
looked
used that on a lot of other first dates? He's like,
no,
"If you think this is going bad, guess what
I
I did
think
to a gal one time."
let's put it this way. I think he used it as a gauge to test all other dates' sense of humor when shit happens. Because I at least had a good sense of humor. I didn't torture him over it or anything like that. I rolled with the punches. And I think I became the marker for like, yeah, that second date. Like she rolled with it. I would go with her. Like she deserves another shot, even though we had to
Well,
get
you
her a
can't be
nice
mad.
pack.
It's not like he did it on purpose.
No, but oh come on, women that would have been like out of there, embarrassed. Like people get too like not his fault. Like you know what I mean? I'm sure he felt just as awkward in 40. And you know what? We still ate. Okay, like we still went in and ordered the good cheesecake, like the Ritz Diner is like, oh, like we waited in line. Like, there's no way I wasn't going in
Okay,
there.
well, I did make a guy leave a 4th of July party one time. Okay, first of all, we were there and someone opened a kitchen cabinet and there was a roach in the cabinet. So I was like, "We're not eating."
Oh.
Yeah, and then we were outside and out of nowhere I knew they were lighting fireworks and stuff off, but I got hit in the throat by a rocket, and not a small one. It was like a man punched me in my throat.
Oh my god.
And
I
after
would
that, I
leave.
was like,
Wait a
"Will
minute.
you
You
just
saw
take
a
me home?"
roach and you got hit with, like, a massive firework? Like, yeah, I would leave. Like, that's not
It was
like you
like a
just
firework. I mean, I would say it was like as big around as like a forearm, right? So,
I
and
mean,
just square in my throat. And I'm like, please
uh,
take me home. I want out of
I
here.
I don't blame you for that, and he did, right? And you probably like, he was good about it, yeah?
Yeah, no, he was like, absolutely. He's like, I've been wanting to go anyway. Thank God you got
No,
hit by that rocket, so we have an excuse
yeah.
to get out of here.
I mean, we sat there. The waitress got me an ice, like a bag of ice for my for my eye, like in a baggie with a towel, and we sat there and shared the cheesecake, man. It was great. It was good, and we
I
laughed
mean,
about
that's
it.
kind of like
Like,
a fun date story, though. You're like, he hit me with the door.
mm,
I mean, aren't like the best dates the ones that like just go crazy?
mhm. Well, part of it, like, I have to accept some, like, like, I'm only 5 foot, and I have a penchant for tall men. Like everybody, like the 6 foot, like, yeah, the taller the better. I don't know why. It's weird. So
Yeah,
like you
why do
said,
you like
like,
him so much taller than you? Doesn't
I
that
don't
hurt
know
your
if
neck?
nope, because they pick me up a lot.
Hmm,
I don't know.
alright.
And you could stand on the curb or whatever. Like, and I don't really,
Yeah.
yeah, and stuff like that. And I don't know. I just know it's never really prevented anybody from trying to kiss me. I'll tell you that. They'll bend down, they'll pick you up, they'll do whatever. That's what they
I
want.
mean, I dated a guy who was 6'10" and my neck hurt the whole time.
No, no. Mm,
Maybe you're just used to it. And I'm not. I mean,
mm,
I'm not like the tallest person ever, but I was always one of the taller women.
yeah. I don't know. Like, I guess, well, my lifestyle was so busy, like back when I was dating and stuff like that, that a lot of it's like driving in cars. We weren't really walking around, even though I'm on the shore. And you think, oh, all we do for dates is walk on the boardwalk and shit like that. I've never had a date at the beach. I have never had a date on the boardwalk. Like, we always go do something else. We're always either sitting in restaurants or driving in cars. You know what I mean? And so,
Yeah, because when you live there, you don't do that stuff.
I mean, the most walking we did is we parked the car and we walked through the park to get to a good place to put the blanket down at Marine Park when there's like jazz in the park or fireworks or something going on, and it's all really local. So we're not really taking long walks together on the beach while I'm trying to gaze into his eyes because it wouldn't work. I'd be gazing into his freaking belly button. Like, so it's not work. It's like not very romantic, like not something that we did. Although
I'd
I
like
do
to
like,
walk around as 5 foot for a day
mhm,
and just see how life's different.
is a lot of reaching and climbing. Let's just say leverage is your friend when you're 5 foot. I know a lot about leverage. Science. Yes, I do. Yeah, I do.
And I'm the person
Yeah.
you're like, "Can you get that for me?" And I'm like, "Yep."
I mean, I love taking walks and stuff like that. We just don't talk a lot, like, because it is
Well,
hard to talk.
but
I
if
will
you're
admit,
walking and talking next to each other, then it doesn't matter.
right? It's not like we're not, doing.
Basically, I'm talking about when you make out at the end of the day.
I don't
So
stand
you're,
up
like,
and make
sitting
out in the
on the
sunset
couch.
very often. Like, you're sitting in the couch, you're sitting somewhere. And then I also have a very straight back. So, like, it's not really that big of an issue that you would think.
So you're telling me to get better posture?
Uh-huh. If you had a crooked neck, you need some posture lessons, girl. Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm not telling you anything, actually. I'm just saying for me, like, it's never been an issue, actually.
What's the person farthest away in height from you that you've dated?
Are you ready to laugh?
Yeah.
6'5".
That's a foot and almost a half different.
Oh, Well, I was younger, and I do like when the only year I went to high school, basketball was a thing. There's a lot of basketball players, yeah, and football players, athletes tend to be. Some of them tend to be tall.
That's crazy.
But I was younger then. In my more mature adulthood, I'd say like 6 foot, like 6'3" is like my ex is married, is 6'2". Um, mm, the shortest has been 5'10.5".
What?
Yeah.
You're crazy.
Although I did kiss someone that was only like 5'5" or 5'6".
And when were you standing up when that happened?
No, that was actually the boardwalk. No, I wasn't. It was a bench on the boardwalk. I was sitting on the bench and they were standing in front of me, like on the rails of the boardwalk. You know what I mean?
So they had to lean down still?
Yeah, they did. And I'm sure they felt very tall because they had to lean down, which probably at that height didn't happen very often for them.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, he probably
Wait
loved
a
it. He got just I bet that's his standard move. He's
I
like,
wish
"Get her
I
on
had
a bench, that way I
I
have
wish
to
I had
lean
loved it,
down."
and I hope he never watches this stream because I have to say I didn't love it because he was a horrible kisser. Sorry. Mm.
So is that the only time you kissed him?
Yes. Like what? You go back? Somebody's a horrible kisser and you go back for more? What? No.
Well,
No.
maybe.
I like me and I like me happy and I'm not into torturing myself actually. No.
So you're not like, that just could have been an off day. You're like, chemistry's not
No.
there.
No, see,
Done.
I've never been one of those women that thinks you can fix men or anybody else. I'm
Well,
just
I'm
like,
not
"Yep,
saying
that's the way
fix
it
them,
is.
but
I'm
there's a
walking away."
difference between like I've had a case of beer and like
No.
maybe
There was nothing like that. It was like the middle of the day. I knew this person. There was no other substances that could have influenced them into being a bad kisser, except for the fact that that was their game and it was bad. Sorry.
all right,
First,
fair point.
also, they were pretty bad conversationalists too, which was that was the real reason I never went anywhere with them again. Because you know me, you go to like I need conversation and humor. Like that's how you catch me first. And then I might have tried to teach him to kiss better, but he had already failed that part.
Well,
So
if you have to teach them, yeah, you probably don't want to. But
yeah, yeah, yeah. Not at that age. We're talking like my late 20s here. Like this is in high school. This wasn't like junior high or middle school. This was like my late 20s. He should have known how to kiss by then. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Get it together, five
I don't
five
know.
guy.
No, like no. I'll tell you later about it.
Woo. Later, everyone shows up in general voice chat.
Yeah, it's
Like, we're
bad.
here for no reason.
Like, okay, Bear, spill. How bad was that kiss? And what are you talking about? Like, okay. Yeah, it was bad.
Was that your worst kiss?
Absolutely.
Really? That's a good
Hmm.
nice. That's a nice
Hmm.
bad kiss.
It's monumental. Like, I remember it. It was that bad.
Yeah. All right. Next question. Have you ever fallen in love at first sight?
You mean with the way somebody looked?
No, like literally fallen in love.
Fall in love with the way somebody looks? Because you said at first sight, like I haven't talked to them or anything?
Yeah, you've never met him before. You just look across the room, lock eyes, you're in love.
No, because I'm a grown up and I know that that's not love. That is lust and chemistry and pheromones. And yeah, maybe I would fall in love after I talk to them, but and I would be interested. And definitely my radar would be up. But I mean, I get attracted by the way somebody looks, or like a bolt of lightning that hits you. Like you just like the way they looked at you. You get a feeling, you know.
Right.
It's not really the way they look, it's the way they look at you. Like that has happened to me before. It's made me interested, but I guess I'm just a little slow to warm up to the love word.
Well, okay, that makes sense. But for lack of a better phrase.
I just I know myself really well, and when I know people make fun of me when I say this, like, yeah, real right, Claire. Like, if Adonis came down here, like, you'd do it, like you would. Maybe I would, but not for the love reason. I'm telling you that right now.
Well, yeah, that's a
To
different story.
actually feel connected to someone, I really need to get it between the ears first. You gotta hit me with humor and intelligence and creativity, and that's what gets me going. And that's when the L word and all that other stuff starts coming in. Like, you gotta catch me there to get anywhere with me. To get anywhere with me.
Well, I
Like,
would say most people are no. I I rescind that statement. I don't think
and
most
and
people are like
and
that.
besides the tall thing, I don't have a type. You don't need an athletic build. You don't have to you don't have to be blonde, brunette, redhead. You don't have to beard, no beard, whatever. I do not have a type. My type is intelligence and humor and like if you listen to me and you make me feel heard, I'm there. Like you got a shot.
Yeah.
And then it all goes from there. Now there's things that turn me off, but you got a shot. If you make me feel heard, and really that's basically in a relationship one of my primary um requirements. I need to feel like you actually still want to be there and you hear me. Mm,
See,
mm,
I like how you got all serious.
mhm. I am serious about the subject of personal relationships one on one. I am. Because I think so many people take it so lightly and throw things to the curb because it doesn't fit a list, or people get
No,
overly
I
judged.
agree with that. Like, yeah. But I also think that comes with age too. Like you're
Mhm.
like, "What?"
Well,
The
when we were doing AITA, it always came up, right? Communication and compromise is the key to solving to keeping any type of relationship going, whether it be business, personal, friendships, family relations, all of it. All of it is communication and compromise, without the two. And so I take it just a little bit further. I have to have those two, but what I really need in a personal, like say man woman relationship or partners relationship, you need respect and honesty.
Mhm.
And then we can work out anything just about, almost, you know, at least like
Yeah, if you
adults.
want to,
Yeah.
if both people want to.
That's it. If you want to, like, that's what I mean by being heard. You can tell when someone wants to be in a relationship if they feel heard. They, both sides feel heard. Now everybody knows that relationships ebb and wane. They go up, they go down. They're not consistent. There's highs and lows. And it's the accepting of that. And like it's always give and take. It's not always 100% on both sides. Sometimes it's 150 here and 50 there, and back and forth. It's what you need. You have to take like the context in the situations that are going on at the time. It's not, it's not rocket science. It can be very, very simple. You know.
Mm, do you think it's simpler than people make it out to be? Or do you think people are not willing to hmm,
I think that it's really easy to walk away from situations when you feel disappointed about something or you think something's not working out. I think the benefit of the doubt doesn't get given a lot. Um, I do think there's lots of people out there that think it should just be this way, that it doesn't take work and that you don't own half of the relationship. Like the swipe right and left people. You Do you really think you're gonna find the perfect person based on your priorities, based on a list somebody else put out there?
no.
Exactly. But this whole thing, this whole judging people by what they look and what they said, Like you really just talk to a person and get to know a person, and it's usually no relationship is perfect from the start. You make it better and better as you get to know each other, as you make allowances for your differences and the things you have in common, as you ebb and wane your priorities for things. What you do need is to have the same set of priorities, though. Um,
Yeah, but
you
don't you
know,
think your priorities change too? So you have to
true.
communicate that to your partner.
So, right, and sometimes you can go with those changed priorities, and sometimes you don't. Like it's just a change. I rest assured that the relationship that I am in currently, I know if it doesn't work out forever, I know that we will at least have great respect and still be very good to each other, no matter how it ends, because there's a lot of respect there. Mm.
That's phenomenal.
Hmm.
I mean, you
I'm
still
happy.
talk to all your exes, don't you? Or you're still
Except for the one before this relationship, yes. Mm, that one was just, yeah. I just can't.
we've all
I
got
just
one of
can't.
those. We've all
Well,
got one of those.
I've never really had to block any of my other exes, like, or actually threaten them to not come to, like this person was just too much. Like, it's not that I wouldn't talk to them again. It's that it's not like could they don't understand boundaries. So like I had to do the cutoff thing completely.
All right, well, let's
But
talk about something positive with relationships.
the
Hey, it was
positive thing is
Valentine's this week. Did you have a good
uh,
Valentine's week?
we don't celebrate. I don't
I
celebrate
know, that's
Valentine's
why
Day
I was like, were you
because it's
furious
a
on that
freaking
day? You're the
Hallmark
Hallmark?
holiday. This it. I won't do it. Like it's for selling cards, not for professing my love for whoever I am. Because that day means I've got to do it to the nines. No, I
No,
want
it
to feel.
doesn't.
I want to feel loved and cherished every day, and I actually respect my partner. Like we both like said to each other, "We're not doing that, right?" I was so relieved. I'm like, let's not do that," because I don't need that. I need every day knowing that you care about me. I don't need that on that day. That day to me is a show off day to everybody else. I'm not into making other people
Maybe.
don't feel bad because they don't have dates or they don't have a one person in their life right now, like they're single or they're going through a divorce or things haven't worked out and not into it on that day. You know how many people are miserable on that day because of all this pressure? Like Hallmark, knock it off, leave
Well,
people
those people
alone.
can come to my house and I'll make them dinner.
Yeah,
Like,
but I'm
don't be
more
sad on that
for.
day, people.
Yes. Although I will say that my grandson has a great outlook on Valentine's Day. He loves it. It's his favorite holiday when he was a little boy. Not anymore, but when he was a little boy, he loved it because he said that was the day you get to love everybody, no matter
Yeah.
what. You love everybody. He gave hearts to every single person in the neighborhood, including all the animals, their pets, everything. He
Oh,
gave it to
stop it.
everybody at
See?
school, everybody he just like it was so mushy good. Like, if it was like that, I would love it. But if it's about where did you go for dinner?
But
What did
you
you
can
get for
make it about
Valentine's
that.
Day?
That's the whole thing.
I guess I just had awful friends. It was always my friends were always like, "What did you get for Valentine's Day?" Like, "Oh,
You
we
know
took
what
you
I got for
here."
Valentine's Day? I'll tell you.
Hmm?
8 pounds of popcorn.
That is lovely. I'm glad you
Uh,
got 8 pounds of popcorn
yeah.
because you like popcorn. That's a
I
good gift.
love popcorn.
That is an excellent gift for you.
Yeah, it was popcorn and Diet Coke. Thank you. Shout out Small Mousin. That was from her.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well,
it made my
I
week.
think that's wonderful. That is good.
See? Valentine's
But
Day
but
is
I
about
know
love.
you would have loved that gift if you got it on April 1st or
Yeah,
June
absolutely. That's
2nd
the whole point of
or
it.
September 11th
I
or like
know, but
whatever.
it's still
Like,
fun to, well, just because it showed up this week, we'll call it a
I'm just
Valentine.
saying that that's what I don't like about Valentine's. We don't need that day.
I like your fury about holidays
Mhm.
and
I hate forced. organize, like, let's get everybody together because Hallmark wants to sell 1 billion cards because some rich family that already had all this money decided that you should be nice to your relatives on Thanksgiving and you should all be appreciative. No, how about being appreciative every goddamn day? Like, don't tell me that that's the day I gotta do. Like, I'm just
What if
no.
I all of a sudden confess to you that I actually design and create Hallmark cards for a living?
Well, your love of
Because
Hallmark
maybe I do,
movies.
Claire, and you don't know it.
Well, if you do, I'm sorry that I'm dissing on your business here. Just get another line of work. I'm still not going to get behind the forced holiday so you can make business. Forget it. Like,
But
forget it.
I'm such a Hallmark gal.
I know it was your love of the movies that kind of kicked me off that you might be a secret screenwriter for it. And I was going to talk to you about it and hope that my nagging on you and ridiculing it would at least change the plot lines a little bit and get you to be a little more creative. Because
No,
it
that's
just
the beauty of the
recycles.
job. You just
You
you
just
just control
recycle,
F
put
and
a different
like
wig on, change the wardrobe, change their names. All
you're
they
like,
do
they
is like
were a
block out.
baker, now they're a chef.
I
Oop.
tell you, I tell you, that editing job, it's like 15 prompts she puts in there. She looks for the job title, she changes it throughout the script. They say the same stuff, they go to the same, you just change the towns, the names of the people, and the jobs that they do. That's it.
Yeah, you know how we do it? We
Hmm.
get drunk and then we just
Speaking of, that's our thumbnail today. Like, I did the Woodford Reserve, but with the ice cubes. Although I did go a little heavy. It's not 2 fingers in 1 cube. It's kind of like half a bottle each.
yeah.
Put half a tray of
And
ice.
now you're ready to write Hallmark movies with me. Let's go.
No, I'm sorry, Juju. I don't think I'll ever be ready to write home. Maybe if I could pretend to be somebody else. Do I have to use my real name?
No, not at all.
Because I would do it as a joke. Like, I would not take it seriously, though. I could not.
Claire, no one who writes this takes it seriously.
Hey, I'm going to name somebody Sherry, and I'm gonna make her an ex-stripper, and the guy is going to be a color phobe. Like, you can only wear plain gray clothing around him. Like, yeah, that's how I'm writing
Around
it.
him? Well,
Yeah,
that's
like he does.
clearly the bad guy in the script.
No,
He
that's the
is
girl.
the current
That
partner
no,
that
he's
she
the
wants to break
hero.
up with.
No, he's the hero, and she has to deal with his drab lifestyle, being flamboyant the way that she is. Like, that's my line. Like, this is
Well,
how I'm
can we
writing it.
make her like real flamboyant? Like she loves.
Yes, she's got 9-inch nails. She wears 6-inch platforms to the
And when
supermarket.
he walks into her house and it's vibrantly colored and painted and everything,
He
it's
actually
physically
gets
painful to
nauseous.
him.
It is. He
Yes.
actually throws up in the wastebasket next to the door. Oh no, the umbrella stand. Forget the wastebasket. He throws up in the umbrella stand because he can't take all of the color and flamboyance. Yes.
See, and what's happening here is we're also teaching an important life lesson about compromise.
Like
And
make the
that
umbrella
sometimes,
stand movable so he can bring his throw up bucket
yeah,
into
and
his
then we
house.
can have like a color theory lesson as well. And we'll be like, bright colors are beautiful, but often more gorgeous if you muddy them a
Oh
bit.
yeah, and the first gift that she gives him is a bright magenta ascot to wear with his gray sweatsuit that he's wearing.
And then we learn she's colorblind.
Such a good twist. Oh yes, yes. So everything he buys her is gray, and she doesn't know it. He just tells her.
Oh, and then we call it, the movie's called The Color of Love.
The lack of color in love. No,
Yeah.
no, or color. Who
See?
needs it? Yes.
Coming to
No,
Hallmark
color. Yeah,
2025.
come to Hallmark 2025. The color, like the color, no, color. Who needs it when you have love? There you go. Like
Love in the Time of Color.
love in
No.
the time of lack of color. Oh no, love in the time of colorless. That was it.
Black and
There
White
you
Love. No, that's too much. I'm sorry.
go. How about
Number
just
one, strike that one.
gray
Um,
matters. Gray matters in love.
yeah. I had to bite back a couple of mine.
Wait,
I'm like,
how did we get to here?
the rainbow of love.
Lack of, yeah. Yeah.
It's got to be something that a little bit you groan when you hear it. You're like, oh, come on.
two, two shades of gray. How about any shade of gray, fish nerd? Any shade of gray is a good title. Any shade of gray will do. Yeah.
See, Grace got my love in the time of color joke.
She did. Great.
Gabriel Garcia Marquez.
I did like
Taste
it.
it.
I did. Taste the rainbow.
See, this is a great, great movie we've just written. I would watch it.
Okay, so now we're gonna get rich with a calendar with Rocket Couch, and you and I are going to start writing screen scripts and sending them to Hallmark because they gotta do something. Like they gotta do something.
Yeah, I think their current writers are angry
Mm.
and or are giving all of the viewers who watch too many of those movies the middle finger. Grace, you'll be with me on this because people, they're angry now. Some of the characters they're writing, I'm like, listen, these are not real people. Please stop giving them realistic traits and making them
Yeah,
be nasty.
yeah. Two-dimensional characters are no fun. Like this is why I turned to anime instead of Hallmark movies. There's at least more dimension, and those characters are flat people, and they've got more dimension than Hallmark movie characters.
But the Hallmark movies, like, I mean, because now we have to think of like a fun town name for them to live in. It's got to be a color. Like they could live in Indigo Falls or,
or
you know,
Periwinkle Plaza. Yes.
no, they couldn't live there because they'd all just be too angry.
Periwinkle Plains is too close to gray. It's like purple gray.
What if the man only wore periwinkle?
You
This
wouldn't write
is
the
my
script.
Hallmark like Halloween movie.
He wouldn't make it to the end of the plot, like with you in charge. Like, no way.
As we earlier were like, listen, don't have a list about people. I'm like, if this guy wears periwinkle, I'm not gonna be with him.
Yeah, plot twist. The main protagonists, who are childhood friends, actually don't commit adultery upon being reunited for whatever nonsense is why they're back in their small hometown. That would
Listen,
be a
they're
plot twist because that always happens. They're gonna like whatever's going on in their life, it's over. Like as soon as they get back in that small town and stuff
well,
always
that's
done.
because
Like,
they're always dating a bad guy from the city.
no, that's what adulterers want you to believe. It's always the other person's fault. I cheated because they weren't enough. No, you
Well, they
cheated
don't
because you have no
cheat
moral
until the
character.
boyfriend shows up and they break up.
Oh, at least they break up. Then that's not
You only
cheating.
get one kiss in a Hallmark movie. Just one.
Right. And is that kiss before they break up, or like is it the bounce kiss? Like that's
No,
okay.
you get the almost kiss, but you don't get the actual kiss
Mm.
until the end. Until they have a communication issue where someone interprets something incorrectly.
Oh, true. And they get all like they get all like in their own heads.
Yeah,
And they
they
won't
see it
talk
from far
about
away,
it.
then they run away. They don't confront the person, and then, they'll just be like, I
Yeah.
loved you, and I was going to give everything for you, and we saved the poinsettia farm together.
And Punchy says that they all go to hell for eternity together. They both go. And then
Because they
Rocky Cow
committed
says,
adultery.
right, and Rocky Cow says, "It's not my fault. I just found a better person." Yep. Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, Punchy wants to make it super religious propaganda firm, where it basically shows them being in love but never giving into their urges for Jesus. Then one time they accidentally hold hands too hard.
There is a channel for that.
There is a channel for that, and I'm not
Yeah.
writing for it, Punchy.
No, there is because Hallmark started putting out like, okay, this is an exaggeration, but Hallmark like has put out a few movies with like same-sex couples, and then, some people were like, Hallmark.
Upset.
Yeah.
Really?
This is disgusting. We're going to go start one where we love Jesus the most. And
Okay.
they go over there and
Hold hands for
it's
well,
a big to do. It's a big thing in the Hallmark movie world. It
that is
caused a
because
lot of gossip.
Hallmark we gets put upon a lot by being like too wholesome, right? Because that's why
Yeah,
I'm
and
making
then
fun of it
Hallmark
because it's
was
like
like,
too
"You know
wholesome.
what? Jewish
They were
people exist, so maybe we should make some Hanukkah movies."
oh my god, they started getting real, and what happened? Everybody was like, "Not you, Hallmark! Don't you dare!
Yeah,
Don't
and they
you
had a
dare!"
great the first movie, the same-sex movie that I was like, "Yeah, good job,
I'm
Hallmark." Actually, the couple was, like, not the main characters, so I'm like, not that good a job, Hallmark."
yeah, but they still even approached that it existed, which is a big step. Like you're actually warming me up to Hallmark now.
Yeah, then they did
Mm.
a really good one. They did a good one where it was 2 men who fell in love because one guy had to, like, take care of his sister's kids, and he needed help from the cute neighbor, and then they wore matching pajamas and lived happily ever after.
Hmm.
I devote my life to making movies that pissed off Christian.
Not me. I don't want to devote my life to making anybody to pissing off anybody. Actually, like this just too much to. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Hallmark's, like, trying, but not enough. But
Yeah. I mean,
but
let them
that
have
it
their
was, like,
place.
big
I'm
gossip.
fine with
Grace,
it.
back me up. It was big gossip because then they're like, these people like Candace Cameron Bure was like, "I'm going over to the Christian Hallmark movie network."
Wait a minute. Candice wouldn't be in the Hallmark films anymore because they showed a gay couple? Are you serious?
Well, they started a new network and she was like, "This network just supports my values." She didn't bash
I know which
Hallmark.
network you're talking about. Cameron went over there too. Kirk Cameron and all these other people. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. And then all of us who watch the movies are like, "What other effers went over there? Let's judge
Well,
them. We hate them."
they but here's the thing, Hallmark wanted to be wholesome. They didn't want to be just solely religious about stuff. Like so
Hallmark's
I
not really religious. They just wanna, like,
right.
make douchey movies of people falling in love.
Right. They wanted to be what they called wholesome and cheesy. Like
Yeah, they
in
wanna be
yeah.
like, "You don't have to use your brain for 2
Oh, now you got
hours."
like you did it. You successfully did it, B. That's that B magic she has. Just like she did with the bot that was really brutal in my server. She got everybody feeling sorry for the bot and being nice to it. And now she's actually got me feeling for Hallmark here. Like I'm actually
Yeah.
like stop it. Don't be like that with Hallmark. They were just trying to be wholesome and cheesy and repetitive and nauseating, but make them be. Let
Yeah,
them
and then they're slowly trying to ease people into it. They're like, "Listen, who watches these movies? We need to teach them some lessons." So they start bringing in, like, gay couples and whatnot, and we're
see, I don't actually
slowly
think they did it to teach anybody a lesson. I think they did it to be relevant because that's real life now. Like,
I think yeah, absolutely. They're like, "Oh, actually other things in the world exist
because
besides, like."
I would have an issue if they were trying to school us on stuff. Like it's
No,
fucking
but they
Hallmark.
want
You know?
everyone
Yeah,
everyone in the world to be like, "You know what? I love Hallmark movies and I love love.
I love love. You
And
like
this holiday, I'm gonna get a
mushy,
card for my
cheesy,
sweet love."
wholesome love. Like they wholesome, cheesy, nauseating. You know, love
Yeah,
stuff.
see, Grace is with me. Just now with a few same-sex couples in wholesome, cheesy
True.
relationships. Yeah,
Wholesome, cheesy.
and you know
Exactly,
what?
Grace.
You root for them every time you root. Actually, I did watch one movie where I did not root for the couple, and I was like, "Do not fall in love with that bitch. She's a jerk."
Was she? Why was she a jerk? Now I gotta
Because
know.
she was just nasty, and not even
Well, that's
Hallmark
not a cookie
nasty.
cutter. That's not even a cookie cutter character, Dean. Like this sounds like an episode I would watch.
Yeah, it sounds like maybe you wrote her character.
I maybe I did.
You're like, "Give her some real snark."
We need snark. I mean, what's life without snark? Come
I
on.
know, and I still remember watching that movie because I was eating Chinese food when I watched it. And I was like, who is this gal? Why is she talking to everybody like this? And then they bring in like the romance lead who like pulled her over or whatever, as you know, they always have the meet cute. And I was like, I don't like her attitude and I don't like the way she's talking to people. So I did not root for that couple.
Mm. Well,
But
it's
spoiler
gotta
alert,
be.
they did end up together and they're happy.
Yeah. It is a feel good.
Yeah.
It is a feel good like kind of thing.
I don't think that's true that people breaking up are more likely to watch Hallmark movies.
Oh, come on, Juju. It is basically
Hey,
the
I
their
watch them if I'm
market.
in love or if I'm not in love.
Well, they've got
Oh,
a
was I
certain
dumped
market.
yesterday? Hallmark. Was I proposed
Listen,
to yesterday? Hallmark.
listen.
Like,
There is definitely a market. Their market is the sitting on the couch eating a pint of ice cream in sulking market there. You watch Hallmark movies to feel better about love, like it's out there that exists. Everybody, like they're really pitching it.
no, you watch Hallmark movies to believe in Santa because
The Easter Bunny, fairies, and dwarves too. Okay, I get it. All right. So,
those are my
yes,
favorite ones. Where like
you just proved my
Santa's,
point because the person sitting on the couch with a pint of ice cream watching these shows is an escapist. Like they're looking to escape reality. Watching the
yeah,
Hallmark,
isn't
and
that
you
the
just
point
proved
of
it. Yeah.
every movie
hmm
ever?
hmm It is true. I want to be entertained. You're right, and if
Liam,
that's good entertainment for you, then I'm happy you do it, and I'm glad you find joy in it. And I don't really. I'm not mocking it. It's just not for me. Like
yeah,
I
an
don't.
anime
Yeah.
isn't for me. So
And anime isn't for you, right? So you would really hate the one I was watching. It was so cheesy last night, but I loved it. It was based on a game. It's called Devil May Cry. Every character's over the top. Every line is like a snarky, cheesy. Oh my god, did they actually say that? I can't believe it. Like it's so good. It's so bad. It's good. Like I love it. I love it
that's
actually.
Hallmark.
hmm
You
Yeah.
just found your version of
No,
Hallmark.
I know, I get it. Like that's what I'm saying. I'm not really like I am glad you have something like that that gives you joy like that. Like
Although
for
I
no
did tell you, I believe, on this very stream that last year I did try and like sit down and actually just watch a movie. And I was like, oh, turns out they're better if you have an activity where you're like half ass watching it. Like, oh, I'm going to paint this room and watch
so
Hallmark at
I'm
the same
painting
time.
this room while I'm watching Hallmark because I'm not really watching it. Because if I have to pay attention to it, it's too much. Right. Thank you. You have actually reinforced my faith in humanity with that statement. Thank you.
Or if you have the flu, Hallmark it
Oh,
up.
if you're sick and you can't get out of bed, watch Hallmark.
Yeah,
Okay.
because you can fall asleep for a while, wake up, you're at the same point. You don't know. A movie could have passed by.
hmm
You don't realize you're on a different one.
Yep. Mm. Oh, hey, welcome, Ryan. We're- oh, Christ. I forgot to put out an hour ago. I was supposed to tell Rocket Couch to take his dinner out of the oven.
Ah,
Oh,
no.
oh, big fail. Sorry there. Rocket Couch, don't
You
make me
know,
your clock. Yeah.
in your defense, in Central Time Zone, it is only 7:44, so you've got like 11
I
minutes
did
left.
say 7:55, but I meant my time and now it's 8:44. Actually, an hour ago you should have took it out there, Couch. Sorry. Or at least 15 minutes ago. I hope you did. He's not in the chat anymore, so that's where he is. Either that or
He's
he's
off
putting out
turning off
or
his
he had
smoke detectors.
oh no. I'm sorry, Rocky Couch. I didn't mean it. Oh no.
Okay,
I'm
in your
so sorry.
defense, that's was a hard task for when you're streaming at the same time.
It's okay. It came out. Oh, good, Couch. I'm sorry, because like you know better than to depend on Bear when she's up here talking. Because like if I'm talking, forget it. I get carried away. He knows me well. He's a good friend. I'm glad you're not too upset with me. I'm only 50 minutes late.
Right. That's nothing.
15 minutes late in like a burnt dinner, but still,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's like, this chicken is very dry.
What if? At the end of every story, Ponchi, the moral of the story should be yourself. Only some of the house caught fire. Oh, good. Were the important rooms saved? You know, like, oh,
What
thank
are the
God.
important rooms?
Well, I
Like,
wouldn't
don't
want
mind that when it's not important.
well, like, let the laundry room burn down. That's not gonna affect you right away, but you need your kitchen, your bathroom, and your bedroom. Like,
My
hopefully
laundry
those are
room
still
is
there.
my basement.
Mm.
So,
At least your bedroom and your bathroom, like, so you can get through the next couple of days, you know?
true.
Mm.
How's the room where you store your extra?
Your extra gasoline? Like, okay. Punchy? Like, you make me wonder sometimes. Like, dude, like when he talks like that, he puts those comments in there. Like, I want to start walking through his apartment. Like, I do. I want to start walking through where you live and see what this is really like. What's Punchy style like? Mm. Doesn't everyone have a gasoline room? No, Punchy. I could say that I do not. Mm-mm.
No, I don't either. I mean, my house simply isn't big enough for it.
Oh, Couches got our theme, man. He said the liquor was saved, and that's what matters. Okay, there you go.
Liam.
I only have a gasoline cupboard. Oh, wait, like, I think I have a gas can in the shed that we used to fill the lawnmower with. Like, does that count? But it's not in the house. Like, I wouldn't have it in the house. I do remember the ex tried to store it in the basement, and I had to fit because it smells.
Yeah. That's not safe. Don't store that in your basement.
I'm like, dude, that's flammable and it smells. That's what the shed is for.
Yeah, that's literally the point of the shed. The half gallons of unused paint.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
no.
right next to the can, and they're all stacked up, fish nerd, next to the furnace. Yes. We actually went to buy a house, and when we went in the basement, they really did have all these half-used cans of paint in the furnace room.
Okay, my half-used cans of paint are in my basement, but not by the furnace.
Okay, that's good. Don't put them in your furnace room.
No.
No,
I have
and
like a
not with your don't put your flammables in there too, your aerosol cans, anything like that, like, no. Like, bug spray, whatever. Mm.
the unused paint is in the kitchen. No, mine well, I have a room downstairs. I can actually call it my hoarder room. It's where I put all the everything. Like, you'll be like, "This house is nice and tidy and organized, and I have 2 spots. Don't look at them. They're my
Okay,
secrets."
yeah. Alright, Punchy has a gasoline room, but he can't put anything in his shed because that's where his bed and his TV and his couch are.
Well, good
What?
thing your gasoline has the nice spot.
At least your gasoline is in a different area than where your bed is and everything and where you hang out, so that's good. Yeah, if it's latex paint, I get you. Not all paint is, as flammable. I just found it humorous. It was a house paint for the outside, so it was oil based. Yeah. Liam's starting to think he lives in a fire trap. I think if you've got gasoline in your cabinet, yes, and that's where you store your unused paint in the kitchen. Like, I'm starting to wonder there a little bit, Liam.
Claire's gonna send me some fire extinguishers. Actually, my family used to give me fire extinguishers for Christmas.
You know, that's kind of like a nice, I have to admit that when my daughter got her first apartment, not appointment, apartment, I did get her a kitchen fire extinguisher because people don't think to buy those for under the sink in the
Right,
kitchen.
and you don't think to buy it till after you've had the first fire.
Exactly, because it's not like on the list of things like you got to do this, you got to do that. You're worried about so many other things. I got the stupid things that you don't want to spend your money on right away. Like, I got the smoke alarms, and
Mhm.
the because she wasn't able to manage the heat herself where she was, I got her one of those what is the other, a CO2 monitor or
Ah, yeah,
whatever it is.
carbon monoxide or
carbon monoxide, that's it, the carbon monoxide monitor, got her the fire extinguisher, and she's like, "Mom, you just didn't want me to move out, did you?" I'm like, "Of course I did, but, like, I
Yeah,
just
but
want
that's
you
a
to be
mom thing to
safe."
do. That's like when I moved out, my dad's like, "Here's a toolbox." And
Maybe
then
says,
I
"Stop giving our merch ideas away." Oh, okay, sorry. We're gonna we're gonna put my face on kitchen extinguishers. That just
Jen
cracks me
used to
up.
give smoke detectors for baby shower gifts.
You know what? It's not a bad idea.
No, it's phenomenal. Massey didn't think to buy a wet bat. Yeah, see? You always buy it afterward, and then you're like, "You know what? I don't need that as much now that we've already cleaned up this terrible mess."
Exactly. I also got her a toolkit, like, with all the tools you might need to fix little things like
Did
to
you
tighten
get her
screws or
a
anything.
toilet plunger?
Boy, you know me well, don't you?
Yeah.
The bathroom kit came with the toilet plunger, okay, and the first repair kit for fixing the seal in the back and the lid, because like the jiggle handle when it's always leaking, it's always running.
Yep.
Yeah.
New
In
flapper.
a new flapper kit. Yes, because that's the most common thing to go. Yeah.
Yes. See, we could people are like, "Your gifts are boring," but the ones I use the most often. And
I
I'm like,
mean, I
"You're
gave her
welcome."
nice stuff too, but like, I was just anytime I went to the house, I was bringing something. Like, so yeah. Mm.
Yeah, my friend's, her niece just got, like, her first apartment. So I'm like, "First of all, come over to my house, and I will give you all the crap that I don't want or use," which
Mhm.
is, like, still the good stuff because I still have it in my house, which means I like it, but I just don't
Mhm.
use it.
Mhm.
And then I was giving her all that advice. I'm like, "Always keep a plunger so your guests can find it and don't have to ask you for it."
Right. Nobody wants to get the homeowner in there after they've just plugged up your toilet. Nope.
Exactly.
Especially not at a party. You don't want to be like that person. Yeah.
No, and you
Mm.
don't, yeah, because you have to come out to the part and be like, "Don't use the bathroom." And also, everyone here now knows what happened. Just leave
Mhm.
it in there. Let them work it out themselves.
Well, like, no, the best thing you can give somebody that gets a new apartment or they're going and living on their own is a well stocked, not overly stocked, but a decently stocked toolbox, like
Yes.
for small tiny repairs, so they don't have to bug people because they have to learn these skills. Like, doors don't shut properly because the hinge is coming out a little bit. You got to tighten it in. Doorknobs get loose. Little tiny things like this.
Yes. And if you get real frustrated, just take a hammer to it.
Well, true, but you gotta have the toolkit with the hammer in it to be able to do that. And like most people's first apartments, I know my first apartment, I didn't have no tools or anything. No.
Well, my first apartment, I started getting tools because my dad he'd be like, these are all the tools that I had to bring over here to fix crap you guys broke." So then he just like bought that for me.
Mhm.
It was a great
See?
plan.
But because there's always something breaking. There's always something, that just needs a minor adjustment, and you don't wanna have to be, calling in everybody and feeling dumb, about stuff, you know?
Yeah,
This is how they learn to take care of this stuff, you know? Yeah.
exactly.
Mhm. That and a vacuum. Best thing you can get, like, that first
A good
apartment, a
vacuum.
good vacuum because, like,
Yeah. Everyone knows my passion for vacuums.
I do like my daughter's, first toolkit was pink, actually, Sean. Yeah.
Mine was not, but I'm not really a pink gal.
Mhm, but then she told me, like, she didn't want it anymore, she wanted to upgrade to the real one, like, go to Home Depot and get, like, the real toolkit, from Skills or something, like, the real one. She wanted a Stanley cabinet.
I support that.
Mhm. I don't blame
I
her.
also carry a tape measure in my car, so
We have so many of those everywhere. Like,
shitty vacuums do suck
yeah,
in
they
the
do.
way you don't want them to.
But not enough, Punchy. They do, but not enough. Like,
Yeah. 3 of my top 5 best purchases ever are vacuums. I don't know what that says about my life, but there you go.
mm, mm, mm. I know in Oz they don't have furnaces. In Icarus doesn't have a furnace. I know in New Zealand they don't have a heating system like standard because even in the winter it doesn't get that cold.
Then
But
maybe
they
I should
they
move
have
there.
small heaters and stuff like that. You know.
I do appreciate a good suck.
Where did they, oh my gosh.
From the Rocky Couch, he said it means
Of
you
course.
appreciate a good suck. Man, can you imagine living
Who
somewhere where you
doesn't?
didn't
Yeah.
need a furnace? That's
I want to live somewhere where you don't need a furnace, but the
I
only thing
know.
that
I'm gonna make a
I don't
to-do
want
list right now.
I don't want it to be that hot either. Like they're like this is good.
Do you want it to be hot enough to go swimming?
I don't like to swim in the ocean. I do like to swim in a pool.
Yeah.
hmm
In
I
general, when I say swimming, I mean in a pool.
but I like to do. I'm also like fair skinned in redhead, so my favorite thing to do is on vacation to swim in the indoor pools a lot.
Why don't you
Like
just put on sunscreen?
I do a lot, but sunscreen is not necessarily good for you either. Like I have to wear. Here's the thing about sunscreen: unless you're wearing block, it's only like when it says 30 SPF, that means 30 times more than you could actually stay out in the sun before you would burn. So I ask you, Juju, if being a redhead who burns in the freaking shade, what do you think is going to happen even with the
Well,
sunscreen
30
on?
is too low for me. I'm like a 50 or 75 gal
I have to
minimum.
wear 75 minimal, and I should be wearing 100 like a block because I literally turn red in the shade when it's yes.
Yeah.
It burn. I just burn. I just fry up. I'm just very heat sensitive. I don't do well. I don't like it. And you're talking to somebody who's raised on the Jersey Shore. Like I got the beach at my feet my whole life. And you won't find me out there laying there. I'm not a sun worshiper. Oh, I don't like swimming in the ocean. I have swum in the ocean. I have jumped off boats, swam in the ocean, walked in from the beach. It's nice. But like not as much as you would think since I live here. Like,
Well,
no,
yeah,
I'm
but the
more
ocean is, you know, that can be rough. But a
mhm.
pool, like you don't want to go swimming every day.
I do love a pool. If I had an outdoor pool, I'd be swimming every day, but, um, I would also make sure that there was some shade on the pool too, so I could lounge and stuff. Like, I'm not into the sun beating on you like that. Like, it just makes me very uncomfortable to get that hot and sweaty, and I turn all red,
But you're
even
in a
if I don't.
pool.
Yeah, but I still turn all red. Like you just don't understand. Like when I go to my girlfriend's, like she used to throw a pool party on the 4th of July every year. She had a gorgeous indoor pool that I could sit on the sides. We would sit, we drink, we'd be there all day. I wore a t-shirt over my bathing suit, even in the water, because I burned so quickly. Like it is.
Yeah. If you don't burn, I mean, I'm a burner too. Like,
Mhm. I mean, all summer long, I'm wearing like light gauze things that are length, cover my whole arms, my leg, my back, you know, everything. Yeah. I have lots of gauze pants that I wear, like the lightweight. I keep covered because I burn that easy. That's more efficient to me than the sunscreen. Because I also have very, very sensitive skin. So sunscreens are really bad, like really rough on me. So
okay, that's
yeah.
true. That's a good point. I have sensitive skin as well. Not as sensitive as yours, I don't believe.
Mm.
Yeah,
I mean,
see,
I
but I burn too, but I'll just roast myself out there. I'm like,
You
I'm
see,
in.
I don't like the heat. I don't like the sweat. Like, I don't want it so hot that I'm pouring sweat,
Well,
but
no,
I
that's why
do
you get in water.
But that's why I'm a spring or fall person. I love that medium temperature. Like, give
Well, spring
me,
and fall is my favorite. If my windows can be open, I am happy.
listen, if it could be 65 to 70 degrees all year round, that's where I want to live. With a light breeze. Like, the one thing about New Zealand that I've noticed, Juju, is it plays a little bit on my fears here. The weather is good, okay? There is a lot of rain, but what there's more than anything else is wind. It's very, very windy in New Zealand, a
Yeah, the
lot.
wind.
And that really sets my nerves. Like, this, I'm nervous about that. I could deal with the rest of the weather pretty much, because I mean, they're complaining it's cold when it's 65 degrees over there. He's telling me he's cold. And I'm like, dude, it's 22 here. Like, stop it.
I know.
You know? He's like, "Oh, it's so cold. I gotta go put long sleeves on." I said, "What is it?" It's like 65. I'm like, "Oh, geez, it's like 22 here. I got a blanket wrapped around me."
Yeah.
It's like,
You're like, I'm under an electric blanket for fuck's
I know.
sake.
It's just we just tease each other back and forth about it, but still. But the one thing that really gets me is the wind. The wind. Like, we just had a snowstorm the other day. They said we weren't going to get anything. We ended up with 5 or 6 inches. But
Yeah,
but
same
the
here.
wind, but it was the perfect quiet snowfall. The wind was only 5 miles an hour. So it just fell straight and quiet like a blanket of quiet, dark white. Like, and then white everywhere. So it was beautiful. It happened after 10 o'clock at night. You woke up in the morning and it was just white everywhere, but it didn't wake you up with the rattling and the carrying on like stuff. It was nice. It was a quiet snowfall.
I love the sound of snow falling. It's one of my favorite noises. And Punchy,
I
you
like
get
when
out of here. We're cold.
mhm.
Just because
he,
you chose to live in friggin'
Yes, in Icelandia, whatever,
yeah.
in
He's
Canada
always like, yeah,
somewhere
oh,
under the
it's so
ice
cold,
strips.
guys. You know what it is here? Negative 842, and I don't even care.
Yeah, but I don't like call you up and tell you like I'm freezing because it's 22 when I know it's like negative 60 where you are. Like, I don't do that. Like, okay. I
I'm gonna
respect
start
it.
doing it every day. Be like, guess what? I'm cold.
And you know what, Juju? Let's do that. Like, all this week. Like, let's just contact Punchy and ask him what's the temperature is every day. How cold is it, Punch? Like, how's your
Yeah.
toes feel? Just let me mock. It eases my pain. Oh yeah, you're gonna be able to mock because we're gonna
That's all
we're
they
gonna
can
get.
do is just mock other people who are slightly more comfortable than they are.
Mhm, mhm. Well, you can have all you want, Ryan. Hmm, whatever. Hmm.
9 hours on a plane with sunburn on your leg. Ugh.
Oh no.
Dude, I came home from a resort one time and the gal
Hey,
next to me on the plane just puked all over her seat.
mhm. I don't know how we did it, but we went from having 20 minutes to being 4 minutes late, like that. Okay,
Well, it's what we do.
it's
Hallmark and
It's
love.
definitely it's definitely what we do, but I know that Mousy needs to get ready for her stream. So the first thing I'm going to do is drop this link for Mousy's stream because I forgot to set it up to send you over there. Plus, she's going like 20 minutes after we were supposed to leave there when she'll sit there. So there's Mousy's stream. She's going in like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, right? Did you say, Mouse? Oh, she's talking in the chat. She'll
Yeah,
tell you.
25
And then
minutes.
and then after that, Wrecker's going to be doing his music thing if anybody's interested. Of course, I'm going to
Mousy,
drop his links too.
9:30-ish.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Just go
Even though
live
it
right
says
now.
9:20 on the thing that you put out earlier.
I
Like,
know.
okay, well, and here are Wrecker's stream links for Kick and Twitch. If you guys want to, if you haven't followed him, like, do me a solid, go over there and give him a look out because he's definitely quite creative and doing some interesting things. It may not be everybody's cup of tea, but he definitely got it going on with some stuff. Juju, have you heard his 9 Inch Nails cover of Hurt that he just
No, I
transcribed?
saw he posted that and I haven't listened to it
Oh,
yet.
oh my God. It's different. but I really want to hear what you think about it. It blew me away. You know, I'm a Nin fan, right? You know, I love
Yeah.
their version even more
Do you know
than
last time I
Johnny
saw
Cash.
them live, I saw them on Valentine's Day.
What? Well, that is something I would celebrate on Valentine's Day. I would call it Nin Day from then on. And from now on, when next year, when we're talking about how are you celebrating, I'm gonna go Happy Nin Day, Juju.
All
Happy
right.
Nin Day.
I'm in.
Mm,
See?
yes, I knew we would find a compromise over this damn freaking loving hearts holiday.
Yeah. You got to make the holidays your own.
I did. We did whatever we wanted. It's not like we didn't celebrate. Well, we celebrated like we always celebrated. We spent time together. We respected each other. We enjoyed it. We actually did say Happy V Day each other and actually joked around and said, "I'm not wishing venereal disease on you. I just
I know that's what I thought too.
like
I'm like,
we
well,
goofed." We goofed off and made fun of the holiday all day, and that's just our way. It's not like we
see,
didn't.
Jen
Yeah,
nailed it.
yeah.
Valentine Day.
Valentine Day. Oh, that's nice, Jean. I like that. I like the way that sounds, you know. But anyway, that cover is amazing. I would drop a link to it, but it's a Google Drive. If you guys are in my Discord, it's in music you like. If you're in Records Discord, and if you join either Kick or Twitch, you can get into his Discord. He's got a link there, or as his mod, just tell me, I'll send it to you. And it's gonna be there too. You'll be able to hear it. Now he's working on Tool, and that he's doing the pot from Tool. If anybody knows Tool and those drums from Danny Carey, you know that's going to be quite unique. Also, it's pretty good. He did a Ren one too, which I want to send to Cat. Cat, when he finishes the Ren one, I'll send it to you. It's awesome. He's doing chalk outlines. I can't believe that almost escaped me.
I was
But
just going to
anyway,
say, all right. All right. Let's wrap it up, everybody.
we are
Thanks
going to wrap
for
it up.
nothing.
Yep. Thank you for being here. I'll see you all sometimes during the week. And don't forget to hit the back of the community tab for that contest. Okay. And I hope you enjoy what's coming in the next week with the dropping of Restaurant at the End of the Universe in regular true crime. And over at Mousie's, watching those snails, I highly recommend the snail porn. It's lit.
We're
Mousie's
going to add
Corner in the
snails
Market.
into our next Hallmark
I've
movie.
been watching a lot of channels that do aquariums and stuff, and I have to say that Mousy Files has got the snail porn market locked.
Yeah, she does. You don't see it anywhere else.
I have not seen it anywhere else. I didn't even know I wanted to see it anywhere else until I
You
saw it
don't know
over
you
there.
want to watch snails enjoying each other, hugging it
Exactly.
out if you shall, until you
Enjoying each
see
other.
it.
I don't know that the little one actually enjoyed getting
You
bashed
don't
around
know.
at
She might
aquariums
like it
like
a
that.
little rough.
I don't want to judge her. I'm just like, whoa, I was
Well,
surprised.
what are they
But
supposed to get up on top of the bubble disc and have like a gentle romantic
hey, don't
time?
give them any ideas. Like Sarge could be working on that right now. Like you don't know. You don't know. Okay. But anyway, everybody have a good one. Juju, thanks so much for this. This is good fun. Good, 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 good. This is like so much fun. It
It
really
is
is.
fun.
All right, everybody.
Good night,
Okay.
peeps.
I guess we should actually leave when we say we're leaving, right? Okay.
Yeah,
Goodbye,
we never do.
everybody. I know.
We're here tonight at midnight,
It's
still
like
chatting.
keep them all hostage. I guess I will just advertise myself and the covers I have done with Krista. Oh yes, Liam, that's a very good idea. Hey, I didn't know you had it on YouTube. Wait a minute, Liam. I thought it was only a link. That's why I wasn't going to advertise it. And I'm going to check that. Wait a minute. What YouTube channel is this?
It's Liam's YouTube
Oh,
channel.
no, it's Chris's in Liam's, and he did the thing with Chris. I didn't know you put it up on your YouTube. Why didn't you tell me? Because I could have promoted you in the group. Okay, Liam. Like now, that's it. I'm gonna have to list you in the Discord now. I would have known.
Ooh.
Anyone, check out Liam too. He's been doing some great stuff. If you haven't heard Chris Dorm too, he also does piano and he's also very lit. I love all the creative people in our lives. Actually, it's great, isn't it, Chuchu?
It
We're
is
very
great.
blessed. We're very blessed to be surrounded by all this music and all this creativity, and I love it. So,
Yes.
Liam, I
I
will
need
never
more
forget.
creativity.
your music again, because now I want to see every link that you put in my music chat better be on your YouTube channel now. Like, yeah, yeah. This isn't just a one and done.
Everybody already subscribed to Liam, so
Go subscribe to Liam so we can hear more of his music and we can promote that too. No, you didn't, Liam. I'm going to make sure I list you so the bot starts promoting if you post. And I really do hope that you will put some of your other originals, especially the Christmas one. Like I sent you the video. You can upload that like up there. I'll send you the video for the Christmas song. You can put that one up there too if you want on your channel. You really your music is good. You should put it up. Uh,
yeah.
all right, let's go.
All right,
Ready?
let's get out of here.
Alright, yeah. Bye, Jew. I'll
I'm
talk to you.
ready.
Hopefully I actually talk to you this week before
I
next
know I was
Sunday.
busy that class, but
Yeah. It's okay. I only feel
well, don't worry.
slightly.
I didn't really talk to anyone.
No, no, I'm not really worried about it because we have so much fun on Sunday. It actually worked out well. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Have a great one. Thank you to my mods. Thanks for everybody for having a good chat with us. And we'll see you all later. Go to Mousies, go to Wreckers, go listen to Liam. It's all good stuff.
Good night,
Bye.
all.